D&Dark Souls is a dark fantasy adventure intended for older audiences. Content warnings can be found in the episode descriptions.
You were risen from the earth, given a second birth, when all has fallen into darkness, a chance to break the curse.
Hello and welcome to D&Dark Souls, a dark fantasy actual play podcast inspired by mechanics from the Dark Souls tabletop role-playing game system and starring some of Fantasia's most fractured fairy tales. I am your host and scribe of the Great Flame, Ben Magnet.
Hello, I am Jordan and I play the Spider, our assassin fencer. And last time we faced off against the Queen of Vanity, and using her glass ball, she was able to kind of peer into a lot of our stories and pull out a lot of context about ourselves. Specifically, she reminded the Spider of what she cares for most. So, unlocking that memory, she's gonna go forward with a little bit more determination and focus, knowing that something like that is so within reach.
Hello, I'm Grayson. I'm playing the Knights with a Brute Origin, the party's secondary tank. Upon entering the Queen's Vanity chamber, she opened up the combat with a solid teleportation and a killer smack tuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that crystal ball thing, really broke TOS on a lot of us. And it was very enlightening to hear certain bits of information, but I don't think the knight really would know what to do with that information, or if he's even worried about his own information being let out.
Just wait.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Hello, I'm Danger Jerz, and I am playing Prince Edward, our jack of all trades with a deprived origin. And last session did what I could to try to get under the Queen of Vanity's skin and really piss her off, and it worked. Yeah, she got very personal with everybody, dredged up some backstory stuff, including, for me, a tie to a specific princess that actually kind of shook the prince for a bit and led to a moment of vulnerability for him that he's going to be real quick to shut down. That is going to just fly on by from here. But very impactful moments for everybody. Huntsman especially. Grew a heart, lost a heart, grew a heart, lost a heart again. I think he currently has one. But regardless, we are now back in the Sanctuary of the Great Flame and looking to move on to our next vile one.
Hello, my name is Cruz, and I play the real boy, our cleric, and y'all had some really deep moments. I just got pissed off at Mick.
Yeah, I was there. I remember that.
I shared a moment with the queen in that minions kind of suck sometimes, huh?
Hey guys, he tried his best.
His best was not good enough, I will just say it.
I didn't say it was good.
Hello everyone, I'm Aaron, and I'm playing the Huntsman, our thief with a fencer origin. And last time, everyone seemed to have a moment with my ex, especially the real boy, which is kind of a red flag, not gonna lie. Looking at you a little different. Grew a heart, lost a heart, grew a heart. Who knows? They're all over the place now, just littering the floor. Had to fulfill a pretty emotionally damaging final mark, completing the task that he had opted not to do the first time. And it's very sad to see the actual symbol of hope and goodness in the future get fucking murked by a knife. But we all have to believe that what we're doing is for the best. We have to believe it.
Nuh-uh.
Have to.
Who said nuh-uh?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was Grayson. Oh, one more thing for Grayson. Did you just call a throne room a vanity chamber? Because that's sick as fuck, and I think that's what I'm going to call my studio apartment.
All right. And with that, let's all delve back into the darkness. So after a very rough fight, with the Queen of Vanity, you all wake up back at the Shrine of the Great Flame. Sid, looking his ever grumpy self, is sitting down on one of the ledges, but he has a carpet in front of him with different wares and magical items, mostly scrolls, ready for you to purchase. The godmother is sitting on her usual little stoop, but she looks up at one of the 3 thrones at the very top of the shrine. Even in this dark, grim place, she has a smile, which is rare to see. And you see in one of the thrones a ashen statue of Snow White herself, eyes closed, her face pure calm. She is finally free, and she can do the work that needs to be done. You also hear a clanging noise, and you look over and see none other than the craftsman that you rescued from Ebony Castle, working away at a forge. He looks up, he smiles and nods. The godmother sees you all appear and smiles even brighter and goes, "Oh, dearies, welcome back. Oh, I know you must have been through a lot, but she's here. Look at her. Oh my, she is beautiful, isn't she not?" As she points up to the statue of Snow White.
The Huntsman is barely able to look up there. There's some amount of comfort in knowing that, like, she does seem at peace, but it still feels very murdery. So, it's like a quick flit of the eyes, and then he shrugs and stands back.
"I want to thank you all for... This is the first major step in winning this war and winning this conflict, and now that you've done it, you must truly be the ones who can bring peace to this land, bring the flame back, and you can let their work end. And then we could be done with this dreaded conflict. Oh, come here, dearies, come here. And as she goes up to the Huntsman in particular, she puts her hand on your shoulder, and you feel a resonating power within you rise even more. And she notices you dart away from Snow White from looking at the statue. And she leans over and goes, "I know it must be hard, dearie, but trust me, she wanted this. You did her a great service, and she will never forget it. And she will be eternally grateful for you."
And I level up twice, baby!
Yes, you do!
Yeah, so point of order for the audience. At the end of our last session, we were real close to not 1, but 2 level ups. So in between sessions, we took some time to do a little bit of level grinding. So we now have enough souls amongst us to level up to level 7 and have some left over to do some purchases.
AKA what I'm also calling the Boon of Snow White.
I like the sound of that.
So one by one, the godmother comes up to each of you, places a hand on your shoulder, and you feel a swelling of burgeoning power within you rise. And now all of you are now leveled up from level 5 to level 7.
And I think I'm okay with that.
No complaints.
And as the godmother looks over and goes, "Oh, and also Sid has some wares for you to peruse." Sid just grumps and goes, "Magic users only, please." To be fair, anyone could use magic if they try hard enough. But I do have some spells that can be yours for a little fee. The godmother just kind of looks over at Sid and just gives him a look that just says, "Really?" And Sid just goes, "Gotta make a living somehow." The godmother just scoffs and goes, "Oh, and also, this fine man over here, he was brought in by Donathan and Gerald. He has agreed to stay here, and he wants to help all of you." As she motions over to the craftsman, who once again waves with a hammer in his hand and continues to clang away at a piece of metal that he's been shaping. "But please, dearies, take your time, rest up, and just do what you need to do before you get back out there." And as you're all about to walk away, you notice that the flames that keep the shrine lit burn just a little bit brighter.
All right.
So, what would you all like to do?
I assume when you say the craftsman, you mean the craftsman that we saved, the one that the real boy definitely has a connection
Your
to?
dad!
Yeah, my dad.
Yep, that craftsman.
The real boy is going to look over, kind of take a step towards him, stop in his tracks, and then immediately turn and like head down, walk towards Sid.
The Craftsman doesn't notice that, but he does look up and he looks at you a few seconds longer than he does everyone else. You can tell that he wants to talk to you, but he wants to finish his work first before he approaches.
Queuing up in line behind you is the prince.
Sid looks up and sees that there's a queue starting to form, and he just goes, enough, you don't need to do that. You could just look and I'll talk to you one at a time. Come on.
So what you're suggesting is that we talk to you one at a time in an orderly fashion, like what we're doing right now by queuing up.
Just forks a thumb like he's right, you know.
Sid just like grumbles and goes, I'm just not gonna talk with you. Fine, do whatever you want.
That's it. This is becoming a menu. You guys get a UI now. No more NPC.
The real boy kind of starts trolling through like the scrolls and like hands Sid these scrolls for Magic Barrier and Great Heal Excerpt.
Going on the defensive, eh? Well, with someone like you, that's probably worth it. Especially since I heard you fell to what was a giant lizard, right?
You know, we don't have to talk about that.
I am trying to give you praise, young man.
Praising me for dying?
I'm praising you for your choice of spells. Normally, Ashen ones who die come back and they want to get stronger. All they think is attack, attack, attack. You are thinking a little bit differently. You are trying to defend yourself and get ready to heal wounds instead of just going out and smashing and stabbing and poking at things. You are thinking differently, and I like that. And to answer your question, 1,000 for both.
And he hands over the souls. I've never actually thought about how this works exactly.
Just water balloon
Here, have just water balloons the souls.
Baby bird him.
Oh no!
You hand the glowing orb over to Sid. Sid takes it, he hands you the scrolls and goes, pleasure doing business with you. Next.
As the real boy leaves the queue, the prince is going to say to him, you know, he is right, you know. As a minor apology, I do know that I give you a lot of rightly well-deserved and earned antagonism. But you are too useful and valuable to be allowed to fall like that again to a creature such as that.
I am doing my best to keep all of us, including myself, alive and unhollow as I can.
It is appreciated, and I hope that you remember not only your value to us, but our value to you. It is in your best interest to keep us on our feet, after all.
He holds up the spell scroll that says 5d8 to heal.
What is this D8?
Don't worry about it, Knight. Next!
Alright, so while he fell to the crystal lizard, I actually got a pretty impressive power as a result of that. And I'm going to cast Iron Flesh and say,
What I have to ask of you is a little unorthodox. Rather than a scroll of some sort, I would like for you to make this effect a little more permanent. There was a moment of vulnerability back on the battlefield that I do not want repeated again. So, if you can work your magic to sustain this effect indefinitely.
mechanically, I'm buying Black Knight armor,
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
but flavor-wise, I am trying to make a portion of my Iron Flesh permanent through magical means.
Interesting.
That's such a cool flavor.
I'm also going to buy the spell Strong Magic Shield.
Okay. Sid looks up and he like taps you and goes, one moment. Craftsman! Bring me that set of armor. No, not that one. No. A little left, more, up. Yes, that one, the black one. The one that's on your head. Grab that, bring it to me, please.
Wait, I don't think he means that one.
No, I definitely do mean that one. And the Craftsman grabs a breastplate and some pauldrons, shoulder armor, gloves, and he brings over the armor to Sid and goes, now, before I get started, you want this to be permanent. I hope you realize what that means. I cannot promise that I'll be able to remove these once their use is done if you were to succeed in your quest. Do we have an understanding?
he is going to kind of brush a hand across his fatal wounds through the hoof prints along his back and running along the remnants of caved-in bones, and give a very stoic nod.
He casts a spell, and your flesh goes from its normal fleshy bits to a dark metal sheen. It hurts. You wince, but you do not scream. And as the metal melds with your flesh, you notice that you feel a little bit heavier, but it doesn't impede your movement in any way, and you now have Black Knight armor permanently infused on your body.
Woo!
I also purchased the Strong Magic Shield spell and the Sacrifice Ring, which will cost me 4,200 souls.
Okie dokie, you do that.
While that's wrapping up and the real boy is walking away from his purchases, I go up to the real boy and I'm like, the wizard scares me. I don't think I'll be talking to him, so I would like you to have this. And gives the real boy the ring I got, I believe 2 sessions ago. I think it was called the Ring of the Deep, but my notes got a little messed up, so.
Yeah, it was the deep ring.
But yes, I don't think I will be picking up magic anytime soon. So, here, as a token of keeping us all on our feet.
He looks at the spider and gives a kind of a small smile and says, "Thank you. I appreciate this and will put it to good use."
Well, I am not going to talk to the scary wizard, but I will try and make my way over to the... And it points over to your unknown papa.
To the craftsman?
To the craftsman, and she will just be like, oh so carefully, pushing her best efforts of tiny steps towards him, but other people will for sure be able to get to him first.
As you say that the wizard scares you, you hear a chuckle from Sid going,
What an asshole.
She moves closer towards.
As the craftsman is hammering away, one of the times that he brings the hammer down and then lifts it, the huntsman is just standing inches away looking at him. Hello.
Oh, it's you. Please, do me a favor, young man. Don't do that again. I could have either hit you or...
Unlikely. I would like to purchase these. And then he will put 2 rings on the table, the Hawk ring and the Ashen Estus ring, and also this. And he just like reaches over the anvil and like behind into the craftsman's stock and pulls black armor out and puts it down. And also this. Can you make it green?
Hell yeah.
Wow. Yes. I do have to say, I have to charge for these, unfortunately.
These should cover it. And then the huntsman touches his chest, and out emerges this ball of screaming, moaning, gasping human souls, their blue glow reflecting like flames in his shark eyes, and he hands over the equivalent of 4,800 individual people's eternal essence.
Dear God.
Goodness.
God damn, Aaron, you really know how
You
to...
know how I said he's got strong hero energy?
Less so at the moment.
The craftsman just looks at it and just sighs and goes, I really miss the days where gold coins were the standard. And he takes the souls and adds to your inventory black armor, the Hawk ring, and the Ashen Estus ring.
Guys, I have so much fucking Estus now.
Hell yeah. I think by now the spider has edged her way close enough to the craftsman to, from ducking behind the anvil, put up a sword and a set of black leather armor.
What sword are you picking?
The Irithil straight sword.
You got it.
Heck yeah.
The craftsman sees you hiding away and putting like these weapons up here and goes, young lady, you do not have to be afraid of me. I'm not going to hurt you.
You just hear a light squeak from the other side of the anvil.
He leans over and goes, and also the wizard scares me too.
And with that, she'll poke her face up over the anvil. How much?
1,300 souls, please.
And she will somehow, magically, the beauty of the game, slide across the anvil a nice swirly, screamy bundle of souls, however gathered and however in a soul bag, in like a little coin purse soul bag.
In a sense.
Yeah.
The craftsman takes some, and he nods, and he continues hammering away at a piece of metal. Would anyone else like to purchase anything from the craftsman?
Hell yeah, I'm just waiting.
All right.
As the purchase between the spider and the craftsman is going on, the knight will also be holding the spider shield.
Miss Spider, not sure if this is something that you also would have wanted. It is something that I acquired in the castle.
She's going to look over the shield and see kind of the spider iconography and just kind of mull it over to herself. And then she's going to look at her target shield and think, the craftsmanship of the shield is beautiful, but I do think the practicality of this target shield will serve me better. But thank you. In other words, I looked up what the spider shield can do, and I love target shields.
The target shield is
no
way
damage
stronger.
ability. So I'm going to default and keep my target shield.
Gotcha, okay.
But the spider does acknowledge the kindness in offering it.
Can she equip the spider shield to the cosmetic slot?
There we go.
Just reskin it.
If you want, I could paint a spider on your shield.
That would be cool. Let's do it. She quickly, a lot more confidence, runs over and slides over the target shield so I can paint a cute little spider on it.
And he doesn't just paint, he also takes out a small chisel and hammer and starts etching into the shield to create a spider design, paints it. And what type of spider would you like on your shield, Jordan?
Oh, well, it probably has to be a black widow. That just makes the most sense. And it matches the black leather armor I just purchased.
It does. So in no time at all, he crafts you a target shield, but it has a beautiful design of a Black Widow spider on it. And he hands it back to you. Free of charge, young lady.
Nice.
And she's gonna well up.
The huntsman just throws up his hands.
The prince is gonna make a beeline to the craftsman and say, I hear you do cosmetics. Can you paint mine red?
Maybe? Let me help this young man out first before I'll help you. I promise we'll talk, but let me help him first. He technically was here first.
Fine, I can wait.
Much appreciated.
The knight's gonna be waiting for the young man to be done.
I was talking to you, Sir Knight.
Oh, it's been a while since I've been called a young man, but I suppose.
Well, when you're my age, everyone's young.
It is very fair.
He's going to be propping up the spider shield, the Black Knight Greatsword, and then the Silver Knight Shield.
Okay, and because the craftsman likes you, he will buy it 1-to-1.
Hell yeah, love it.
Lovely.
And then he will start looking over his own armor, kind of noticing the dents and scrapings along it and how the weathering from waking up of his death and the degradation of the armor itself, he's realizing that it's a little wanting.
I've had this armor for quite a while. It has done me well for its time.
That it has. You know what they say about knights in shining armor, correct?
That has a different implication for me, but I think I do.
Knights in shining armor have yet to prove their mettle. You have definitely proven it over and over again, it seems.
And I think in order to make sure I continue to prove myself,
He's going to go ahead and grab what is called the Sunlight Straight Sword.
Ooh, okay.
I believe this sword would hopefully serve me well.
And then along with that, he will notice that there's a set of armor that is kind of outset, and he remembers a legend that there was a Black Knight, and he remembers the terror that it brought to the land.
I wonder if this armor could be used upon our enemies to strike the same fear that I think I remember.
And I will be picking up the Black Knight armor as well.
Okay, please deduct 1,300 souls. That's essentially the stuff you got from selling your stuff.
Hell yeah. So now I'm back at 5,000, baby.
As the craftsman is getting your sword, he looks over and says, "There was a story long ago about A Knight of the Sun. Well, the knight himself was a little eccentric. He stood for honor, and he stood for peace, only drawing his blade whenever necessary. And while I do not follow the sun god, and you know I follow the Fae, the Lifebringer, I do think every once in a while, believing in the sun, that it will shine upon us once again, can do us some good. That'll be 1,300 souls, please.
This is still a business.
Will that be cash or check?
Upon hearing the story of the Sunbro, he will ask for some cosmetics to where the armor itself, if you were to look upon it from a distance, it looks simply like Black Knight armor and meant to instill fear upon the enemies looking upon it. But as you walk up closer to it, almost kind of like you would have on a privacy screen, you would see the inlay of a sun starting to peek out behind some darkened clouds.
He hands you the armor, he hands you the sword, smiles, and whispers to you, "Praise the sun."
We can only hope.
Anyone else would like to talk to the craftsman?
Is everybody else done? Because I feel like the real boy has kind of been waiting for
Is there
everybody to be
anyone
done.
else plot relevant conversation havers?
No, nothing plot relevant, and not anywhere near as meaningful as the sun cosmetics. Just want my armor red.
We could shed blood over it.
You hear Sid in the background just go, "Ugh." He snaps his fingers, and your armor turns into this beautiful deep red.
I think you wanted it a little bit lighter than deep red.
No, this is perfect, but I'm beginning to wonder now, what if it were blue instead?
Oh my god!
Hell yeah!
Snaps his fingers again, and it's now a beautiful blue.
No, I prefer the red.
Real boy raises his hand and goes, "Have you considered green?"
And this bit will be going on in the background as we look at Pinocchio.
Anyway, plot stuff.
The craftsman looks over and sees the real boy, puts the hammer that he was forging down, and approaches. He takes a cloth out of his apron pocket, and he approaches the real boy and goes, I seriously cannot thank you enough for saving me from the queen. I wanted you to have this. I fixed it up, and please take it. And he hands you the bundle. And as you unwrap it, it is a beautifully carved visage of the Lifebringer. Details are extravagant. This man took time and all of his skill and mastery at woodworking to craft this for you.
The real boy kind of rolls it gently in his hand, runs his fingers like over the feathers and like looks over all of it, and he says, "This is some of the most exquisite work I think I've ever seen. Not even the great cathedrals could hope to replicate this simple act of devotion."
There was a time the great cathedrals did house my work, but that was long before the war, before my purpose became higher. And you see a tear start to form and fall down his cheek, and he sniffles, wipes the tear away. Sorry, memories popping up again.
Memories of what, if I may ask?
My boy. There's a reason why I'm so devoted to the Life Giver. I just wanted to make things. In my age, chasing the ladies was an art that I never mastered. But there was nothing more in my life that I wanted more than to be a father. So one day I went to the woods, found this beautiful pine tree, and I took some bits and pieces of it, took what I needed, and I made a puppet out of it, and the Fae saw me worthy. In a way that I can't explain, she brought him to life, gave him a task, told him that if he were to prove himself, he would be a boy of wood no longer, but real, flesh and blood, just like you and me, and I was a father. There were some trials, of course. There was an island, there was that business with the whale. Long story, I won't bore you with it here, but he eventually gave himself up to save me, and the Fae granted him his wish. Granted him my wish. And then he became fully devoted to the Fae. The boy I knew, the little mischievous rascal, he was long gone. Not in a bad way, mind you. He grew, he matured, he found his own calling. And then the war began. And he saw it his duty to fight. In his point of view, he saw fighting as a way to protect what was created, to stop life from being destroyed. We fought, argued, and he left. His letters stopped coming, and I tried searching for him. The war dragged and raged, and I ended up in that little shack outside Ebony Castle, and eventually in the dungeon. By the Fae, I am so sorry. I did not mean to thrust all that upon you, good sir. I just miss my son. My little Pinocchio. And upon hearing the name Pinocchio, Real Boy, your memory flashes once more. Your memory flashes and brings you back to you running in a field, but your hands are not the hands that you know. They are blocky. They are filled with wood grain. As you brush your hands upon a field of grass, blinking again, you have another memory flash into your brain. You see yourself on the water and a gigantic whale bearing down on you. There's someone else on this little raft with you, and he is hurt. He is unconscious, and you decide to jump into the water, pushing him out of the way, trying to get the whale's attention. And your memory flashes once more to a fateful night where you and another person are arguing. And the face of the man becomes a little more defined. And as that flashback hits you, you blink and you see the Craftsman. And then you start to wonder, are you Pinocchio?
The Real Boy kind of just takes a moment, holds I call it an idol that he was just given, a little bit tighter, and holds it to his chest, takes a few deep, ragged breaths, and is lost in thought. His eyes are kind of looking all over the place before he looks up at the Craftsman. It just says, "Father?"
The Craftsman freezes, looks over at him, and he just stares at you intently. He cups your face, and he just looks at you, moves your face and scrunches and goes, "Can it be? Can it truly be you? My boy. My little boy, is it truly you, please? Is it you, Pinocchio? Pinocchio, is it you? Please tell me it's you."
The memories are hazy, but feel that they are there.
The Craftsman just looks at you. He's on the verge of tears, his voice cracking with everything. He's barely able to speak because so many thoughts and feelings are rushing through him. And he just looks at you, goes, "Oh, by the Fae, the flame, the sun, whomever's there, please tell me I have reunited with my son. Please tell me Geppetto's boy has come home."
He throws his arms around and pulls the Craftsman into an absolute bear hug.
You both fall to your knees, the Craftsman embracing you as tight as he can, and he just starts sobbing. Tears of joy, of sorrow, of relief. And when he finally gets a hold of himself, he goes, "I am so sorry, my boy. God, I've missed you so much."
"I have missed you, Father. Cannot find the words."
Oh my goodness. Sorry, Oh, wait. Is that your friend? Is that Chimney?
He pulls the cage off his belt and he says, "It is not, but they have been just as kind to me."
Oh, it may not be him, but he's definitely watched over you, that's for sure.
I have done all I could to live in the light of the Lifebringer's guidance.
I know you have.
Even if it has not been easy.
No, but you're back. They gave you the grace to return. Oh, my boy, I've done so much thinking, pondering, reliving the night you left. I know I probably said some hurtful words to you, Pinocchio, when you left, but I understand why. And you were right. I may not agree with fighting, but you were right to take up arms against them. And I know that you are Ashen One now, but you're continuing the fight. And I couldn't be more proud of my son. I will do everything I can to help you defeat them for good.
He nods, kind of looks over his shoulder and says, "Thank you, Father." With that being the case, he points to this, how much is that going to cost me?
Family discount.
It's got, especially after that. Come on.
Geppetto starts laughing, a hearty belly laugh. He walks over, picks up Yorska's chime, looks over, just tosses it to you and goes, "On the house."
And he rings the chime, and specifically when he rings the chime, can it sound like one of Geppetto's old cuckoo clocks? Like the bells of a cuckoo clock?
It
How
does.
dare you tug at the heartstrings? How dare you?
And the real boy, after going through everything you have, from fighting, from dying to coming back, you now realize your name. And as you look over at the Craftsman known as Geppetto, you blink, and for a split second, you see this beautiful, ethereal, draped in blue fae behind him, smiling and nodding. And as you blink, just as she was there, she was gone. Your name is Pinocchio, son of Geppetto.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so fucking funny if you die in Hollow now. Just like immediately.
Guys, guess what? I was made out of wood!
Oh. What happens?
Do we call you Woody or?
No, you can... My name is Pinocchio. You may use that if you prefer.
I will go with Pinocchio. Woody does not sound good at all.
Woody sounds like that of a toy.
Isn't that what you were?
The semantics. Don't worry about that.
I think while all that is happening, the spider, some distance away from the rest of the group, is gonna look at you, Pinocchio, and just like tears streaming, such like a bittersweet emotion on her face, is gonna say, "I'm so happy for you. That's how it should go."
He walks over to her, gently like puts a hand on her shoulder, and he says, "This is how it will be for all of us. We will finish what we have started, and we will all find our happily ever after."
She immediately like gets choked up, is seized by emotion, and clasps a hand over her mouth. And she will just like collapse onto you and nod and just say, Now I believe. Now I believe it will be. Thank you."
He just like with the Craftsman pulls her in to a tight hug.
After that moment is over, the prince is going to extend a hand to the real boy and is going to say, "Apologies again for having given you such a difficult time all of this time. I didn't quite buy your whole deal, but I see now that I was right. Modesty and humility is not what made you special. You were chosen by a divine being. I knew you had to be lying either to me or to yourself, but now that I've been proven right, I can let you off the hook a little bit, and we can go back to being a bit more civil."
He just gives you a very confused look. I feel like that was a compliment, but also somehow my face feels like you slapped it.
Don't mention it. Whether knowingly or not, I'm happy to know that you've embraced lying.
Sure.
Geppetto looks up and he's like, what?
Oh, look at the time. I think we should get going.
Pinocchio, are you lying again?
No, of course not. I'm not lying.
That boy. As Geppetto goes back to his work, while he still has tears streaming down his face, an incurable smile is there. He forges the metal with a little more resound strength than when you first saw him.
And as we all disappear through the fire, the camera zooms out and there's splashes of color everywhere. Half the thrones are covered in magic red. Half of them are blue. Looks like a war zone.
But as you go back to the bonfire and you wake up, not in the throne room, you instead see yourself at a crossroad. And you see a familiar knight poring over a map, just looking around, and he sees you reappear, and he has a huge smile. Goes, oh boy, now this is a great surprise. Hello, fellow Ashen Ones, nice to see you again.
Pinocchio, I'll hold him down if you want to get him.
I was going to suggest you hold me back because I'm not going to lie to him and it's going to hurt his feelings and potentially his face.
Whoa. Okay. Pleasantries are out the window. I just want to say thank you. I met with Jonathan and Gerald earlier. They said you helped them. I want to thank you for that. Why do you want to hurt my face?
Your summons sucked.
Oh, darn. Mick is looking absolutely dejected.
That did hurt him and his face. Look at him.
Well, he's staring down at the ground. He's kicking a rock. He doesn't draw his sword. He just like mimes attack, like swinging it, and he's like, "But they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to follow every." He looks over and is like, "Well, friends, I am very, very sorry that my shadow did not help in any way whatsoever. But congratulations are in order. I heard that it was you who took down the Queen of Vanity. And let me tell you, that is the largest headway we have had in this war in eons. It feels like years. You literally stroll in and kill her on your first try."
Well, I mean, they did. I died.
You fell to her?
More than once.
For the second time. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot to unpack. Well, you know what? I would say that we can, but, well, apparently to remedy the situation of my shadow not doing anything to help you in that last fight, I am off to go train. The shadow is a reflection of oneself, you see, because when you use the summoning soapstone, most of my abilities or at least some of my abilities are there, but now I just need to go and...
You did not have to admit that. You did not have to say that out loud to us. That's really embarrassing for you.
Yeah, it is. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to point you in the direction of the Mother of Wickedness, and I'm going to go off to the woods and fight some boars I saw along the way.
Hey, Mick.
Yeah?
It's okay. You can only go up from here.
This is a little bit embarrassing for me, so I need to get better at this. Anyways, he points over to the distance. You see what you can tell are the tops of Ebony Castle. To the west, you see another castle, but this one is a little more ornate and shiny. And Mick just goes, "There lies the Palace of Privilege and the Mother of Wickedness. I need to warn you, of all the Ashen Ones to try and challenge the Vile Ones, they go straight to her because she, unlike the Queen of Vanity, she welcomes visitors.
Ooh.
Many Ashen One have gone to her, challenged her, but in order to meet her proper, she bestows upon them a task. Many have gone to perform this task, but none have succeeded. So, I wish you all luck. I'm gonna go get some well-deserved trading in. So hopefully next time you call upon my shadow, it can actually land a hit.
Yeah, next time. Okay, bud.
Well, good to see you, and congratulations again. And I wish you all the best. If I can, I will meet with you at the Palace of Privilege, and I hope to see you soon. And Mick walks south towards Ebony Castle and is gone. So, where would you all like to go?
Well, I think we head towards the Palace of Privilege.
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk towards the palace, you see that there is a town at the base of the palace, and this town is empty. It feels completely and utterly abandoned. It is absolutely in disarray. But the closer you approach the palace, unlike Ebony Castle, which was already just broken and in disrepair and in a complete and utter neglect, save for the throne room of the Queen of Vanity, this palace is very well maintained. There is no resistance. No one stops and gives you a second glance. And as you enter into the palace halls, you see a grand ballroom. And this is where things start to shift. You notice that there are hollows dressed up as nobility, men, women dancing as music plays, horns blast. And as the music stops, out from the very top of the stairs, from what you can assume be either another ballroom or the throne room of the palace itself, the Mother of Wickedness approaches. And flanked are two younger women. And as she claps, silence enters the ballroom. And every hollow, every person here hangs on the word of the Mother of Wickedness. Esteemed guests, it is brought to my attention that our ally and good friend, the Queen of Vanity, has fallen. This means the war for Fantasia has taken a turn. And as you know, I am trapped here and cannot lead you all to glory. But I have a proposal. For those who wish to take up arms, aid myself and the mistress of all evil, whoever were to bring me the heads of the ones who took out the Queen of Vanity, I offer you an incentive. She claps her hands once more, and the doors open, and another young girl emerges. She is dressed in a beautiful royal gown. She is carrying herself with poise. She's carrying herself with dignity, but she's also carrying herself with fear. While my daughters are not to be, well, they have bigger fish to fry, my newly adopted daughter, Madeline Muffet,
Oh, fuck.
could be yours. Should you present yourselves with the ones who took out our dear friend. Miss Muffet, Spider, your daughter, stands at the top of the balcony, and a bunch of memories flash to you. Memories of seeing her from afar, memories of wanting to get closer to her, memories of you speaking to her while you are in shadow and she does not know you are there. And when you finally reveal yourself, you are the spider that scared Miss Muffet away.
I think what the spider would do is do everything she can to just like keep herself composed and focused and locked in. What happens next? We mean business.
And as Miss Muffet stands upon the balcony, looking down, her eyes glazing the guests that she's seen hundreds of times before. These guests will not leave. You can tell that the Mother of Wickedness likes to keep her power and aristocracy and the wheel moving. And she looks over and freezes. Her eyes change when she notices the five of you wearing armor, carrying weapons, ready for a fight, and her eyes raise, but then sink as she knows what's about to happen. And the Mother Wickedness continues to speak. Now, of course, those who dare to lead Ashen Ones here will be met with the same challenge as all the rest. A challenge of my choosing, and we may discuss this diplomatically should they succeed. Are my terms acceptable, Ashen Ones? As she claps again, all of the guests move to the side, and you are dead set in the middle, and her eyes are glaring right down at you five.
You were risen from the earth, given a second birth, when all has fallen into darkness, a chance to break the curse, the sound of battle cries, blood red dirt and crimson skies. The kingdom is pleading for its hero. Will you be the one to rise?
As you walk towards the palace,
Jesus.
Okay, but those tokens are just animated characters at the top.
From the movie.
The total shift.
We have Dark Souls characters, just copyrighted characters from Disney.